So everything's going to be okay.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, let me... Nope, still that. I know we're live. There we are.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. In 5, 4,
Oh, God, stop.
3,
No.
2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special edition of All Things Star Wars. So, the Booth and the Bad Guys couldn't record their show this week, so we have graciously decided to step in and substitute. So, we have a very special guest, too. Dave is not here, but the proprietor and manager of Chewy's Angels is here with us to talk about fantasy football. So, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. And we're just going to hop right into it. So, we're not going to do anything cute like the Booth and the Bat Guys do, where we don't have messages in the back of our cards. Just imagine, though, if we did, every single one would say, fuck the Raiders. Every single card, fuck the Raiders. Fuck them. And to differentiate ourselves from the Booth and the Bat Guys, we are going to start with our game of the week. And that game of the week was Chewy's Angels, going into the weekend at 6-5 against the previously number 1 ranked Star Wars Galladay Special, the Canadian. Now, right from the start, Chewy's Angels was favored to win this match. It was never really close, was it?
It was a bad week. He had everyone on a bye or, a lot of injuries. But...
Yeah. So, fortunate for you, you were projected to win by almost 30 points right from the start. So, we'll just do this quick recap. Oh, yeah, we don't have cute titles for any of these matches either. So, Chewy's Angels defeat Star Wars Galladay Special for a 3rd straight win in a 128-101 rout. Chewy's Angels extended their win streak to 3 games with a convincing victory over Star Wars Galladay Special, cruising to a 128-101 win. By position, Chewy's Angels has outscored Star Wars Galladay Special at defense this season. So you've scored more defensive points than he has.
Awesome.
And then there's not much good to say about Star Wars Galladay Special this week. Maybe they'll get their act together and we'll see something different next week. I mean, honestly, he's been, and that's the Tony Ferrari, he's been dominating all year. Finally got some losses mid-season, and he's still hovering around number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
Yeah, so it was still a good game for you. 3 wins in a row, I didn't realize.
3 wins.
And that started against me, didn't it?
It did.
Oh, sad face. All right, but good win for Chewy's Angels, and we will get to her playoff position shortly, but she is now 7-5. Galladay Specials is 9-3. So what do we got for our second game of the week?
Okay. We have offensively challenged Orange Jacket Men beat Legacy of Bane 104-94. While they ranked only 10th in the league in points scored for the week, Orange Jacket Men secured a 104-94 win over Legacy of Bane. Sorry. Orange Jacket Men see projections as no real threat. They've got more upset wins this season, 4, than Legacy of Bane. Absolutely none. Well, there's one stat in favor of Legacy of Bane. They've made more transactions. That really? Is that the only...
So Yahoo puts a few random facts in the recap of every match.
That's the best you can come up with.
That was
more transactions.
Yeah.
Well, you win, I guess, in transactions.
But I lose everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to say, every fucking player on my team drastically underperformed this week, with one exception, and who was that? That was my Tampa Bay receiver. This guy's been killing it all fucking year. But let's see if I can go back. Sorry, I should have had this queued up, but I'm not a professional. Looking. Reactor. It's loading really slow.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yeah. But yeah, while this is loading, fuck the Raiders. I had stupid ass, what's his name? Fucking Carr. David Carr, the piece of shit, who's actually from California. Him and his brother lived in Bakersfield for a while. Yeah, Fun fact. But yeah, I wish he fucking lived 6 feet underground right now based off of his performance. And then, which also affected fucking Williams, the wide receiver I have, they both got me like 4 and 3 points respectively. But Godwin from Tampa Bay, that wide receiver, and who'd have thought a Tampa Bay receiver would ever do anything good, got me 40 points this weekend. And he's been killing it. Like, he's been just like lighting it up every single week. So who'd have thought? But the rest of my team, granted, the Chiefs were on a bye. I put a lot of my stock into Mahomes and Hill. So when they're on, they are on. They are scoring me a shitload of points, but this was their bye week. And fuck. That's all I got to say. So, moving on. Mando Dick Ryden, which is Dave's new team name apparently, beat expectations and defeat Holiday Special Cannons in 182 to 140 route. Now, I want to say this before I move on. Holiday Special Cannons, Bronco Fett, who I believe is in the chat right now, he started off terrible this season. No offense, Tom, but he doesn't know NFL. He's a big college player, but he started off not doing great, but man, he picked it up. So at some point midway through the season, to the point where he is scoring a shitload of points every single week. Unfortunately, he fell to Dave, who scored like a bajillion points. But, I mean, Tom, if he keeps this up, then he'll be a force to be reckoned with next season. So, but yeah, good turnaround overall for the Holiday Special Cannons. But, continuing on, both teams stepped up, but Mando Dick Ryden beat Holiday Special Cannons. I can see you shaking your head every time I say that.
I'm so glad that I don't have to say that like 12 times.
Right.
I'm glad that you got that paragraph.
Predicted to triumph by a score of 144 to 116, Mando Dick Ryden rolled to a 182-140 victory over the Holiday Special Cannons. Mando Dick Ryden would have beaten every other team in the league this week, no matter who he would have played. Holiday Special Cannons would have lost to just one other team besides Mando Dick Ryden. So, again, Bronco Fett would only have lost to 2 teams total of the 11 other teams in the league this week. And then Mando Dick Ryden would be 6-4 if they played the same schedule as Holiday Special Cannons. So he actually would have a worse record if he had the same schedule as Holiday Special Cannons. So good job, Dave. Dave goes up to 7-5, more than likely going to make the playoffs, but more on that later.
All right. Okay. Back and forth battle ends with Suck My Midichlorians coming back to defeat Shotgun Mark 124 to 110. What a whirlwind. I can't believe I have to say that. After a back and forth matchup featuring 3 lead changes, Suck My Midichlorians rallied to earn a 124 to 110 win to hand Shotgun Mark their 3rd straight loss. I forgot the punctuation there. The win snaps a 2-game losing streak for Suck My Midichlorians. The final result could have looked differently, as Suck My Midichlorians had 2 starters score 0 points, while Shotgun Mark had 1.
Yep. Now, this is obviously Shotgun Mark, our #1 patron to the All Things Star Wars podcast, and Brady, big lovin'. You met him.
Yeah.
He's like the 8'12" guy that came to visit for the 100th episode.
Who hates snaps.
Oh, yes, he hates these snaps. So, yeah, he goes up to 6-6. Shotgun Mark falls to 2-10. More playoff implications on that later, but I'm sorry to say, Brady, you're probably not making the playoffs.
Oh, God.
One person who is making the playoffs, though, is the other guy who came to visit us, Don Solsky, the Detroit Death Stars, and they beat Pimpin' Twi'leks, who is Scott Rasmussen, who I was on a special episode of Used and Abused podcast. Go check it out. So, Detroit Death Stars beat Pimpin' Twi'leks for 3rd straight win, 131 to 117. Detroit Death Stars extend their win streak to 3 games, so sitting with you at a 3-game win streak, with a hard-fought victory over Pimpin' Twi'leks, securing a 131 to 117 win. Had they played each other week, Pimpin' Twi'leks would have been victorious over Detroit Death Stars, 169 to 143. Had they played each other... Oh, last week. So yeah, Pimpin' Twi'leks would have beaten Detroit Death Stars had they played last week. But unfortunately, Detroit Death Stars were on, and Pimpin' Twi'leks came a little bit short. I wanted to bring this up. If you look at their projected score, that's why I highlighted it in red. Pimpin' Twi'leks actually went into the weekend favored to win by 2 points. Unfortunately, his team came up a little bit short. So, and hello to Big Lovin' in the chat. And I'm pretty sure I already said hello to Bronco Fett in the chat. So, Final matchup.
Okay. Imperial Right Guard comes up short of expectations, lose to ATCO AT-ATS in 153 to 116. Imperial Right Guard fell short of expectations as ATCO AT-ATS, I just said this, rolled to a 153 to 116 win. That's just the same thing. All right. ATCO AT-ATS don't just win, they win big with an average margin of victory of 19 points, third highest in the league.
Yep, and ATCO AT-ATS, that's Keith Lehman, who is in the chat right now. Hello, Keith. And Imperial Right Guard is, I think that's Robert Gibson. Because, yeah, I'm playing him this week.
Oh, lucky him.
Yes. Yep, that's Robert Gibson, who I made a blockbuster trade with earlier this season, which we might get into. So, yeah, and that puts ATCO AT-ATS to 7-5 and Imperial Right Guard to 7-5. So, some real playoff implications there. So, talking about the playoffs, looking at the division breakdowns, we have two people who have technically clinched. That is Detroit Death Stars, who is currently the number 1 seed, and Star Wars Galladay Special, who is number 2. Death Stars is 10-2, Galladay Special is 9-3. Now, technically, 2 other teams have essentially clinched a playoff spot, and that would be Mando Dick Ride Dave and ATCO's AT-ATS because of their points scored. If you look in the columns there, Mando Dick Ryden's scored 1783 and ATCO AT-ATS has scored 1733. The tiebreaker whenever anybody has the same record is just the most points scored in that season.
That's unfortunate for me.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, we'll get into that. So technically, we have 4 of the 6 playoff spots clinched between Detroit Death Stars, Galladay Special, Mando Dick Ryden, and ATCO AT-ATS. Now, the last 2 are up for grabs because we have several teams who are 7-5 or 6-6. So the number 5 seed is Imperial Right Guard, Robert Gibson, who we talked about. You are at number 6 right now,
yes.
Also at 7-5. And on the outside looking in, you've got me at 6-6, Pimp and Tweelix at 6-6, and Suck My Midichlorians at 6-6. Now, how can all of these people make the playoffs, you say?
I did not say that.
Oh, okay,
That's
sorry.
A stupid question.
So, for win and ends, basically, Chewy's Angels and Imperial Right Guard. You two control your own destiny. If you win, you are in the playoffs for both you and Gibson.
Oh, okay.
So, all you have to do is win, and we'll talk about who you're playing at the end here, and you get one of the last 2 playoff spots. Same with Robert.
Okay.
So, moving on to me, unfortunately, if I want to make the playoffs, I need to win, I need you to lose, and I need Pimp and Tweelix to lose.
Wow.
Yeah, because of tiebreakers. So it's not outside the realm of possibilities based off of who people are playing, but that's how I'm going to get into the playoffs.
You can do it.
Yep, for Pimp and Tweelix wow. For Pimp and Tweelix, for Scott, he has to win, he needs you to lose, and he needs me to not outscore him by 50 points this week. So he's got a slightly better shot than I do of making the playoffs. And then finally, Brady, you're going to need a lot of help. Suck My Midichlorians needs a win. He needs a shitload of points. He needs you to lose. He needs me to lose. And he needs Scott to lose.
Ouch.
Not outside the realm of possibility, but at this point it would take a regular miracle. Again, sorry, Brady. We still love you. So, with the matchups for the last week of the regular season before we move on to the playoffs is me versus Imperial Right Guard. So that's me and Robert Gibson. I'm at 6-6. He's at 7-5. I have to win this if I want to make the playoffs.
Okay.
But if he wins it, he's in automatically. So big ramifications there, playoff wise. We've also got Mando Dick Ryden, who is Dave, taking on Pimp and Tweelix. So again, if I want to make the playoffs, I need Dave to win that matchup. So, but if Pimp and Tweelix wants to make the playoffs, he has to beat Dave and then get a little help on top of that.
Okay.
Suck My Midichlorians, probably not going to make the playoffs, but if he were to get that miracle berth, then it would have to start with a victory over Orange Jacket Men, who he's playing this week. Then Detroit Death Stars, the number 1 seed, playing you, Chewy's Angels. So
That's
this is
right.
2 weeks in a row you are playing the number 1 team in the league.
That's right.
Yeah, so you knocked one off already.
I did. I'm very sorry. I want everyone to win.
Spoken like a true Canadian. Sorry. So, as of right now, you're favored, aren't you?
I am, but like by just a little, like 53% or something. Like it's a little.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But, yeah, so you are playing Detroit Death Stars. You're favored. If you win, you automatically get a playoff spot. But people like me, Pimp a Twi'leks and Suck My Midichlorians kind of need you to lose to get that last playoff spot. Because unfortunately, I don't think there's a scenario where you and I both make the playoffs. So it's one or the other. So again, you control your own destiny. If you win, you got it.
Okay.
Moving on, we got the Star Wars Holiday Special versus the Holiday Special Cannons. Unfortunately, no playoff implications here. I guess the only thing would be Galladay Special. If he wants to potentially make the first seed, he would have to win this match. You would have to beat Detroit Death Stars, and I don't know what their point breakdown is as far as tiebreakers go. Ooh, and then he would also have to outscore the Detroit Death Stars by 22 points. So, yeah, he still needs to win if he wants to make the first seed. But either way, I think this is a great game for Holiday Special Cannons to end strong, end on a good note, and show us why you're going to be a force to be reckoned with next season. Finally, we got Atco's AT-ATS versus Shotgun Mark. 0 playoff implications beyond maybe the AT-ATS seeding. Right now they're number 4. They're, like I said before, they're pretty much in based off of their points scored. So the only way that they wouldn't make the playoffs is if they lost here and then everybody else scored a shitload of points behind them. Like, I think I would need to score... Yeah, I need to score 150 more points than him to take his spot, even if he loses and I win. So, really, just he needs to pad his numbers just so he can maintain his last seed. And Shotgun Mark, again, that's more of a, what is it, a consolation or just an in-strong kind of victory. You know, go out with a bang.
Yeah.
And fuck up one of these playoff teams and their seeding going in. But that is it. So... we got a comment from Bronco Fett in the chat. He wants me to come to Boise December 7th for the championship game versus Hawaii. I wish I could. Kristen's sister is there as we speak, though, which I told them to get in touch with you about, possibly attending some games, but they're dragging their feet.
Are they?
I texted them several times, and they never got back to me. So.
Aw, I'll bug them.
Yeah. But as much as I would love to, Tom, unfortunately, I'll actually be in California that week. So, tending to some family issues. Everything all right over there?
I just won an eBay auction.
Oh, good. Glad we straightened that out here on the show. So, anyway, as we roll into this last week, and this may be the only time you get to publicly address the fantasy football, what was your experience this year? Did you enjoy it?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I normally play in a family league, and there are a lot of teams, like 16 or something.
When the first season we did that, I was in it, and we had 20 teams.
It's because my dad doesn't want, anyone to be upset, or he doesn't want to kick anybody out, and everyone's always asking to join. He doesn't want to say no. So
it was awful. 20 teams in a fantasy league.
Oh my God, it was not awful. Anyway, I've been doing fantasy football for a while, but this is nice to be in a smaller league.
Yes.
Nice to have a completely different team. So more to watch, more to look out for.
Yes.
So that was fun. No, I had a good time.
All right, great. And you will very likely be carrying on going into the playoffs.
Stop.
And hopefully you can bring the trophy home if I don't make it. But I'm still secretly hoping you lose and I make the playoffs. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So, anything else?
I can't believe you said that on camera.
Yeah, it's what I do. It's my thing.
I think that's it from me.
How's your drink?
It's very good.
Yeah. So
almost done.
We are drinking some more of the Screwball. This seems to be a thing amongst the show now. It's so good. Once it hits your lips.
I didn't even realize I drank anything.
Yeah. It is good though. And yeah, and Bronco Fett says I have awesome in-laws. So
you do. You definitely do.
Yeah. I'll take all your words for it. So no, they're good people. Just kidding. Come on. Jesus Christ, people. Scott! Hey! You missed it. We were just about to sign off. So, yeah, we don't have any kind of booth in the back style closing, but It was fun. Glad you got to join me. Glad we did this. It was pretty quick and dirty, but that's how we roll. So, until the next time we do this, maybe we'll have you on the All Things Star Wars podcast now that we've gotten you a little more comfortable
I don't know about that.
being on camera and talking a little bit to the audience.
Mm-mm.
Well, we have to do a cheers.
I thought we do it before we start. We do it after?
No.
I've never actually watched it to the end.
Jesus Christ. Wow. We're learning so much today. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, Kristen. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And until next time, may the Force be with you.
What do we do?
No, I said, may the Force be with you.
Oh. May the Force be with you?
Yes!
Oh. Like, I didn't realize that required a response. It was just like an okay.
No. All right. Now you have to do the lowest line.
The what?
Okay. Now what do I click?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Jesus Christ, Kristen!
Is this a simple...
Every episode!
I don't watch to the end! They're very long episodes.
This has been a mistake. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you soon. Okay, now what do I click?
What even is that?
It's our thing!
What is it from, though?
It's from Family Guy, Star Wars. Lois with R2-D2. Okay, now what do I click? Whatever. If you listen to the show, you